I don't think we've ever said this on camera, but this car ate my lunch and it ate your lunch.
Yeah.
Morning, Zach.
Morning.
I'm going to apologize to you in advance, not the viewers, to Zach. This week's episode is full-blown chaos.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Because we're getting four ready to go to the worldwide auction in Auburn, Indiana, which is Labor Day weekend. So, not this weekend, but next weekend. So that's where we'll be. I'm going to be there. Zach's going to be there. Alex is going to be there. Sean P's going to be there. Richard Rawlings is going to be there. Dave Hall from Restore Muscle Car. And of course, JD Pass, aka the Cowboy from the Vault, among many other car guys. What is significant about this auction Labor Day weekend is it started in 1971. It is the first recognized classic car auction ever. So 1971 is when it began, and they've continuously had one every year since then. There's 275 cars in this sale. Again, it's Worldwide Auctioneers. Some unbelievable cars Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have 4 going. 2 are prior coffee walk cars that have been in the warehouse. One was from episode 236, the 1959 Convertible D.
Pull in a little bit. There we go.
Very, very special Porsche. If you have interest in that, there's over 100 pictures listed on the Worldwide Auctioneers site. But you can refer back to that episode. Please watch it again. Next is the 1963 Corvette split window coupe, which we brought back. All we had to do was detail it, check all the fluids. So this car was originally saddle. It was kind of a fun beige looking color as far as paint. Color changes to black, which looks stunning, but it is factory saddle interior. And those of you that watch the show often, we rarely test drive these cars before we buy them, because most of the cars we buy don't run to drive. And this car, as you can imagine, is not cheap. As far as sought after cars right now, in today's market, it's definitely one of the top 10 most sought after cars, a 63 split window Corvette. Man, it shifts so good. Look at that shift knob. How you like that? All right. Woo! That's a nice car. I think we need this, Zach.
I think so.
Okay. Beautiful car, episode 253. So if you're looking for a split window that's ready to go, that's in it. Now where we're going today is Alex has been working his tail off, and some other people have really jumped in to help us. The M1 is finished. We're going to go over it. I believe it's the finest M1, freshest M1, and most correct M1 in existence right now. It's a lot to say, but I truly believe it is. Phenomenal. If you're in the market for an M1, you've got to look at the photos, watch the drive video, go to Worldwide Auctioneers. Zach has got well over 100 detailed photos, or come see us at the auction. You can bid online or you can bid in person. Secondly, I'm pulling out, in tribute to this 1971 inaugural auction, pulling out a beautiful 1971 Porsche 911T Targa. Color code 1101, ivory white. What's neat about this car is it has the CTC, the classic technical certificate, a 5-page report by Porsche showing it is all numbers matching as it left the factory, correct colors, transmission, motor, on and on and on, and it passes every single section in every single box. So that's about as good as you can get if you want an outstanding running and driving beautiful 71 911. It's going to be there. We're going to go test drive that too. So grab your cup of joe. Let's go drive a BMW M1 and a 71 911T. The last checkup on the M1 was about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, it was.
Alex had the car dialed in mechanically, which is fantastic. AC even works, doesn't it?
It does.
So again, I believe this is the finest, freshest M1 in existence. We started with a great car. When you start off with a great car, you end up with an exceptional car. Again, this car was one family owned. We believe it had never been serviced.
Right.
Had the original air filter elements still in it, which we restored because you can't get it. Had the original fuel filters on the car. Had the original tires on the car. So we heavily documented this car before we took it apart. Now, the last time we looked at it, we didn't take it for a test drive because the interior was out. We elected to put the interior in the very last. We showed you some of the pieces, but check it out. It turned out fantastic. Now, we've got plastic on these carpets because this is the last roll of NOS carpet that we could find in existence, and it is fantastic. And another thing that Alex did when he did the carpet is he had a set of floor mats made that cover the entire carpet set. How cool is that?
So the floor mats look like the original carpet.
Yeah, so the floor mats look like the original carpet, but they're protecting everything. We've also got plastic on it to protect it. Again, Jody at DTS did the seats and any other corrections that we needed. Just turned out absolutely beautifully. Now, I've only driven this car a few times. I think we've got about 30 kilometers on it.
Yeah.
So this is an 18,000 kilometer car, which is about 11,000 miles, which is exceptionally low. Why did we take apart a car that had never been hit, that was original paint? This car had been sitting, near as we can tell, since the early 80s.
Yep.
Some 82, 83-ish. If you guys are really paying attention to the channel, you saw our Corniche, which I believe was the best in the world. Came from the same owner. Had 209 cars, so didn't really fret about it when it broke. We did figure out why this car was sidelined in the 1980s. The clutch came apart.
Yep.
And the bell housing was actually broken, wasn't it?
It was 2 pieces.
So again, this car was sold new in France, was delivered to Mexico, and it ended up in a compound in South Texas. And again, we don't think it had ever been serviced. So it was an exceptional car to start with. It's incredibly correct. Let's see the engine bay. Actually, I wanted y'all to see the interior because we didn't show that last time. Again, we've got, this is the medical kit.
Yes.
Spare. We have the tool rolls. Zach will pop up some pictures of that. The tools are just absolutely exceptional. Again, this engine bay I think is just absolutely over the top. There's like 7 different colors of fasteners in here. You use a specialized plater that I think we drove them crazy.
Yeah,
there were 3 different colors just on the exhaust. What else is significant about this car is I have driven it, Alex has driven it, but we also, when it was at Norwood getting its final tune, we all said the same thing. This car's got considerably more power than we anticipated.
Yeah, it does.
And everybody's conclusion on that is because it's a Euro car, no emissions from the factory, no cats, in a different tune.
Right.
So this car's got some oomph. There was only 453 of these cars built. 53 of them were pro cars. There was a series they put together, the race. Niki Lauda actually won one year. And Nelson Piquet came in second the next year. So 2 very serious race car drivers in pro cars. This is one of the 399 street cars.
Yep.
And in my opinion, the right color.
I like white.
I mean, it's just so iconic.
Yeah.
To me, a lot of guys dream of putting supercar collections together. They are definitely working on it. You see what's going on in the F40 market.
Absolutely.
Probably shouldn't have sold mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're gone. So, but to put things in perspective, since there's only 399 of these, or 453 total, with all the race cars, the F40s, there were 1,300 of them.
Yeah, a lot more.
So triple. And then you go to the Countachs, which we've had a couple recently.
Oh, you're good. Let it rip. Take it hard though. God.
We'll get the race ramp. We'll go forward, get out of traffic. We'll put the race ramps down before it goes in.
They become quite expensive as well. You're talking over 2,000 Countach. So I think it's 2,099. So this would be the rarest of all those supercars, and definitely iconic as far as the poster goes. But man, the interior is just amazing. This car, Alex.
It's a pain, but when it's done correctly, it's amazing.
This car it really looks simple, but it is not.
No.
I don't think we've ever said this on camera, but this car ate my lunch and it ate your lunch.
Yeah.
But it's done, it's dialed in, it is fantastic. Let's hear it run. Actually, I want to take it for a test drive.
Let's go.
The undercarriage of this car, in my opinion, is much nicer than when it left the factory. Because when we took it apart, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, there were just kind of haphazardly undercoated things.
They just kind of
overspray all over the place. We were very particular. We put it back together. There's no overspray anywhere. There's no undercoating anywhere. It's going to be a level above where the car was assembled. Certainly the paintwork's much nicer.
Yes.
So I think condition-wise, overall, this car is just fantastic. We have inspected. We were lucky enough to get to inspect 2 extremely low mileage cars. I don't know how to say this, but they didn't age very well, if you will.
Yeah.
I think this car is it's going to be tough for somebody to beat this car condition-wise and this restoration that you've done on it. But let's take it for a drive.
Listen to that. Start up first time. It's solid cold. Haven't started what, a couple days, Alex?
right.
You see the tips all the way down. Oil pressure's up. Got some gas in it. Again, 18,800 kilometers. It's about 11,500 miles. Everything's working. AC works. Windows work. Even the radio works. We even sent the original speakers out and had the paper redone and the magnets rewound. That is actually a thing. We did that. This console and radio were actually an option in the M1, one of the only options you could get. Come on, Zach, let's go for a ride. It's truly an honor to get to own and drive this car, and have worked on it for the last 4 years, even though I put it on the back burner for about a year because I was, I hate to admit it, I got burned out. I'm extremely excited now that it actually is done. Our team has done a phenomenal job on it. Alex brought this one home without a doubt. Whoever ends up with this car, it is going to be a stud piece of their collection. It's just incredibly tight, as it should be. It was a very low mileage car when we started on it. A lot of people I got to give thanks to on this project, but most of all, I'm going to say Mr. John Cabell, BMW Dallas, Miles, and actually BMW. Because anything this car needed, if it was not available when you did a heavy search, BMW, you could order it and they would make it. So they made a lot of really neat pieces for this car for us. One of the reasons it took so long in restoration is some of the parts we had to wait as much as 6 months for, but we got them. A tremendous stack of receipts on this car. Everything we bought from BMW. Wells Racing did the motor. Even though it was such short miles, I really wanted to go through it. We got everything from BMW, all the bearings, rings, tore the motor all the way down. It looked brand new, but everything in the motor is BMW. Just can't imagine it being a better example. I'm really excited to bring this to an actual, it's called a catalog sale, kind of a boutique sale if you will, because I want people to see this car in person. Runs, drives, looks is just absolutely fantastic. Around the Texas heat and traffic. It's got to be one of the most iconic supercars of all time, and this is the only supercar that BMW has ever done to this day. Now they have pinned some drawings on M1s. They're threatening to make a new M1, and that would be really, really cool. Let's hope they do. Especially if they can make something as iconic as this one. We don't have the sound out back, but the car really does. It sounds great. And again, this is a Euro version, so it doesn't have cats on it, and no emissions on it. Roll the window down a little bit. Get around a few of these people. It pulls hard. It sounds really good. I hope you guys can hear it. It's just a very cool mid-engine sports car. I mean, this thing is so tight, no rattles, no noises. I mean, look at the steering wheel. It's amazing. Shifter feels new. The transmission we didn't need to rebuild. There's no reason to rebuild one. Those CF gearboxes are incredibly strong. We just put a seal kit in it, cleaned it. All the suspension's been redone. Of course, all the brakes. Pretty much just everything we could go through. And it drives fantastic. It's all about. Best part of my job, finishing a car like this and getting to drive it. It's got some good It makes some really great sound. I'd like to get some more braking miles on if I run it too hard, but it's neat. You can tell it feels great. Brakes feel great. Suspension feels great. Good visibility out of it too. Light years better than a Countach or an F40. Are those fair comparisons for this car? I think so. If you're putting a collection together, if you're putting a supercar collection together, you don't have an M1, your collection's not complete. I think this car would be really, really good out at high speed. It's just begging to run. I can feel it. Of course, all gauges are functioning like they should. We're a little bit low on fuel. Bet you we can fix that though. Again, we did the absolute majority of the work to this car. Josh Grisham, Big Josh, Eric Williams, and Alex Bowling, all my guys. The very, very final test and tune we sent to Norwood. They're the absolute best at Ferrari and Italian cars. One of the reasons we didn't get it exactly dialed in is because we were at the very, very final tune of this car. You need to have the air cleaner on it. Learn the hard way sometimes. It's just incredibly tight. Signals, lights, we've checked everything. All systems are go. Well, runs, drives perfect. That was a great test drive. I'm glad you guys went. 1971 Porsche 911T. Again, I thought this would be really neat to bring to Auburn, since the first auction was in 1971. The first accredited classic car auction there is, 1971 in Auburn. This car's got a classic technical certificate, which is difficult to get. It is all numbers matching. It is the correct color codes, and it is as it left the factory. Really the only modifications is it might be the radio, and it's got a Porsche crest on it, might not be the original one, and the steering wheel. No signs of accident damage, no signs of rust, runs and drives great. It was just serviced by the Porsche Classic Center of Grapevine. Anything they found wrong with it, we took care of. It's a great car, runs and drives, well sorted. Let's take it for a run. Good running car. You can see it's a full cold start. Some of these are pretty finicky. This one doesn't seem to be. Probably driven this one more than most of my 911s. Really a nice car. Color code's light ivory, which I believe is 1101. Of course, black interior, black target. Most importantly, all numbers matching. Strong running, shifter's really tight. Gearbox is great in the car. Handles well, pulls strong. Spirited test drive. A lot of fun. If you're looking for a well-sorted car that's ready to go, you can enjoy, this is it. Looks like all the gauges are working with the exception of the clock. Hello. Great driving Porsche. Again, this Labor Day weekend, it's where the classic car guys are going to be. Worldwide auctions all Labor Day weekend. They're going to be auction cars Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 275 of the finest cars you've seen. We have 4 of them. The 1959 Porsche Convertible D, 63 black split window, our 71 911T Targa, stunning car, and our incredible 1980 BMW M1. So come see us at the auction. You can bid live. If you can't make it, you can bid online. If you can't bid online, you can at least watch it. Zach, where are we going to eat today? What's my favorite place in Wylie?
Gotta be Linky's Barbecue.
Let's go to Linky's Barbecue and eat. This is how you know you're welcome at your favorite restaurant in town. And yes, this is my pick of the day.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Linky's Barbecue. Get to call in, talk to Clint, tell him it's 5 minutes on the way. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to do the all in. The food here really is the best as far as barbecue. Me and James and Alex eat barbecue all over the entire world, and this is it. The ribs are absolutely the very, very best. But even the stuff like his onions are the spicy medallions, fantastic. Pickles are crunchy and crispy. Turkey's perfection. Sausage is outstanding. But the ribs, potato casserole.
That potato casserole is
Potato casserole.
We're just talking about that.
Sweet. For sure.
Unbelievable.
Enjoy, guys, and we'll have more coming.
Outstanding, thank you. And their coleslaw, which Clint tells me this is not the secret, but their coleslaw to me tastes like it's got pickle in it. It's fantastic. But this is their potato salad. It's kind of like a hash brown potato. It's great. Incredible.
So good. Take one and pass it down. All right, Clint, I know you're not going to tell us a secret, but these are literally the best ribs I've ever had in my life. How long do they cook?
3 hours on smoke, 2 hours wrapped.
5 hours total. Check this out. You don't need to add sauce. You don't need a knife. You don't need a fork. You actually don't even need any teeth. These are that good. These are fall off the bone. Unbelievable. They are hot. They are so good. So his brisket is super moist, which I really like. It's not dry. He does leave some of the fat on it, and it is kind of burnt in on top. Obviously, you can trim it the way you want it, but it is crazy moist. Look at that. Beautiful brisket. That's the way to do it right there. Keep a little bit of the burn in on top. Wow. Again, it's so good it doesn't need sauce. And their sauce is great. Peach cobbler, that's all y'all. Fresh and hot right out of the oven.
Told us to let it cool down first.
Yeah. Man,
That means you need to eat it now.
That's molten hot.
Come on, Jaime, do it.
All right.
But especially if you call them cows.
Might have to dip it in your tea to cool it down.
Boy, he ain't kidding. Hot. But it's good.
Nothing like fresh peach cobbler.
That's really good.
You know what? Zach's going to put up the link to Linky's Barbecue. You know you're in the right place for sure when half the fire department's in there. This is the place to be, right, guys?
It is.
Absolutely. Outstanding food.
As always, please
Like, tag, share, and follow. And most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next week.